Vicky here with you. My desk is a mess because I pulled out everything, and I mean everything. I haven't done postcards in so long, and I decided that I would do some. I also thinking of doing bookmarks, so I've prepared the bookmarks at the same time as I prepared the postcards. In case you're wondering, for this, the design is a stamp from Penny Black, and you can find it in my Amazon favorites. The link is down in the description box below, and when you do click on that, it allows me, even though you might not be purchasing the items that I'm sharing, but by going through my link, you're actually helping my channel, because I do get a little money back from Amazon from the affiliate link. So it costs you nothing more, but it does help me, because then I can buy some supplies using that money that Amazon provides to me. So just in case you're wondering, mine is from way back. It's on a stamp, on a block of wood. However, now the ones that are offered are actually just acrylic. So, but it's the exact same design. Of course, you don't need to have a stamp. You could do it by yourself if you're making postcards. I just like to have the design because, you know, I'm selling these, and as you can see, like, even the ones I stamp, sometimes there's little, you know, the postage stamp doesn't stamp properly, exactly perfect, but I think it adds to the charm. So I'm going to be making these, but I thought I was going to make both in the same video, but I've got a feeling it's going to be too long, so I'm going to make the bookmark in another one. I've already pulled out what I wanted to use for that, so I'm going to put it aside, and after I finish this video, I might film the other one where I do that. I'm taking both images from this book that I got at Value Village. It's the Reader's Digest North American Wildlife. Whenever I find these books, I always pick them up, because I just love the illustrations in it. Of course, I haven't been using, like, for example, the snakes and stuff, and I don't use the bugs much either, nor the fish, actually. The bugs, like, I would use the butterflies, but some of the other bugs I would not, like the spiders and whatever, I would not be using those. But I am using all the flowers. Those are go-to. I've used those as inspiration for drawings, but I also use the birds. So basically, today for the postcards, I'm going to be making it with the birds. This I'm actually going to use for the making of the bookmark, and I'm going to use flowers for the bookmark as well. So those will be done later. So for the birds, what I thought, I'm not going to put the timer because I just want to make a series of 5 postcards. I'm going to be using some of these birds here. I pulled out this, which has phrases, which I thought would be fun to use on this. I pulled out my Mod Podge because I'm thinking I want to possibly do some collaging with some tissue paper, like pattern paper and stuff. So I have some here in the bin of miscellaneous items, so I might use that. I thought that would be a fun, different thing. Because it's birds, I thought music would be great. This is a music book that I got for 25 cents at a thrift store, and so that's going to be useful for this. So let's pull out some sheets. 2 sheets should be sufficient. So I wanted to pull out these items ahead of time so you could see what I use. I have this paper here that has been in my stash for a little bit of time. You can see, like, it's got some aging colored to it. It's fairly thin, but I thought it'd be fun to use as a background. And then I pulled out my vintage photo as well, because I thought that might be fun to use in this. And I figured I could distress the edge of the brown paper with that. So I'm going to do that. The other thing too, when I do the postcards, because they could be mailed out, because these are going to be on sale on my Etsy store. I haven't had any set of postcard in a very long time, and I've had a few requests for new postcards, so I thought it'd be fun to do that. So I'm going to be using some of these birds, and I thought it'd be fun to use the music paper, this, and because it could be mailed out, I figured I always use both a glue stick as well as this. But I'm also going to use Mod Podge possibly if I use the tissue paper, because I really want it to stick properly. So let's get going, basically. My postcards are actually 4x6, so I could cut down the paper already. This way it's going to be easier for me to use. I guess I can do it. If I do it by 6, and then I have 1, 4, 2. I might actually use the rest of this for the bookmark. That might be a good idea. I'm wondering if I should do them in a different, because this is 8. I was to do it that way. It's still only going to give me, because it's not 12, so it's only going to give me. So I'm missing one piece of this paper in order to do all 5 of my cards. I don't know what I was thinking. So going to get that extra piece. It's a good thing everything is close by. So I'll have scraps but that's okay. So I'll have these. I'm gonna put these long ones aside because I've got a feeling they'll be perfect for the bookmarks. Actually, these two might be, but anyway, I'll put this aside. I'm slowly filling up the desk, which is not necessarily a good thing, but trying to keep it fairly organized, but having, you know, it's the struggle. I'm not good at keeping everything organized. My creative brain doesn't work that way, and yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put the tape first. Always put the tape first because I don't want it sticks. If I put the glue down first, then I don't think my tape would stick. And like I said, because I'm thinking it could be possibly mailed, I want to make sure that nothing gets off. You could obviously mail these in envelopes, but you really don't need to. I've tried many times mailing these out, and they actually make it to wherever they're supposed to go totally fine. They don't need the extra protection of the envelope, but it's up to you. Obviously, if you were to put embellishment that have 3D, then I would suggest that you put it in an envelope, just because when it goes through the machine, obviously it might rip whatever's on top if you have 3D stuff. But if you're just doing layers of paper, there's no issues as far as I know. Like, I've never had any issues. So just in case you're wondering. So these will be in my Etsy store, and the link will be in the description box below. I try to, if they get sold, I try to put a message in the comment that they are sold. But you know, sometimes they get sold too fast. Sometimes I don't have the time before the video airs or whatever, and I also, don't forget, I'm also working full-time. I'm hoping one day that this is going to become my full-time business, and then I can make a lot more videos, content for YouTube, and make more art and the whole and everything else, which would be really, really cool. But for now, I have to go with what I do, which is an accountant's job. So, and therefore, you know, during the week I don't have a lot of time to take care of my business other than during my lunch hour and at night. And I'm trying to be better at not working all the time. Because last year with the studio and the making of the apartment above the studio, like I worked so many hours. Like I was working nonstop. Whenever I would get back home, I'd be here painting like it was nonstop. This year I still have a lot of stuff to organize and to plan and to put in proper place and clean up and do all of that, but I'm being more leisure in it. And I'm also giving myself the grace of resting more, because my body was like quite tired last year, so trying to listen to it more this year and to enjoy the creativity. Like, the point of having this space was to be able to be more creative and to have the space for everything and all of that. So I want to enjoy it as well, you know, not just work all the time. Even if everything is not cleaned up and in perfect space, it doesn't matter, because I'm the one using it. And for now, I'm the only one here, so, you know, eventually maybe, but it's going to be a different thing, but for now it's not necessary. So I'm going to edge. I figured it'd be fun to have this a bit distressed. Obviously, by going through the mail, it would distress it even a little bit further. But this is a little tool I had bought from Creative Memory like a long time ago when I used to be a rep of Creative Memories. I also have one Tim Holtz one. This one just was just the first one that came, like was in the drawer, in the first one I saw. I think in the drawer is also the Tim Holtz one, but like I said, the first one that was there was this one. So that's what I'm using, but you could use also scissors if you don't have a tool like that. You could just use the edge of a scissor, like something like that, and then do that. See, you can do something very similar. It's just that, knowing me, it's a bit dangerous. It's a little bit more dangerous. I risk less hurting myself using this, so that's why I use this. It's more child-proof, let's just say. And it does a really good job. So this time around, I won't be doing black on these because of the fact that I'm distressing everything. Also, it takes a little bit longer to do, but I like those extra little bits of things for, you know, for my Etsy orders. I just think it's fun when I'm making something for Etsy that it's extra special. So I don't mind taking the time. So this will probably be a longer video for you guys, and I know that a lot of you comment that you don't mind longer videos. Most of the time I don't do them too long just because it takes forever and a day to edit and then to upload. So 30-minute mark is a pretty good, pretty decent video, I find. And also people on YouTube don't all have very long attention span, so. But you can obviously, if you don't like longer videos, you can also speed it forward, so you don't have to. You can mute it and speed it forward and do all that good stuff so that you don't have to watch me do all 5, because obviously, you know, it takes a while to distress all the edges and stuff, and it's the same thing being repeated over and over again since it's a set of 5. I like making them as a set and kind of make them similar in nature. They're obviously a little bit different each one because it's not photocopies. I'm actually using images from a book. So, but yeah. So now I'm going to put the music paper. I'm going to rip the edge like so, because I don't want too much of the beige. I want more of the music. So this would be a good size. And then I can I'm gonna try to make them all, and then I'll distress and do whatever else to them. Okay, I have 2 more. I like seeing the I don't know in English how you say it, I forget, but it's clé de sol. I forget how you say it. I know that in English you don't have the music note in the same fashion, in the sense that it's use letters instead of note, like instead of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, you use A, B, C. So I guess A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. So I don't know if it's in E, how you say it, because it would be, sol would be E, I guess. Anyway, I'm sure one of you guys will mention it in the comments. So now I'm gonna put some vintage photo on it, just on the edge. And you can see this little dauber pack. It's one of my go-to. Just distress it a bit. That might be why I also like the rectangle more. I love doing it that way, and I just find that it works better than the round. But as I mentioned in my haul video, this is totally your own prerogative of what you like. And also, most probably the bookmarks will be in my Etsy store at the same time. However, the video of making them will be aired later. So I'm going to try to remember to put both links in this video in case you're interested. You can go and check them out, because if they sell, then once I've put them in the store, then you won't have a chance to see them by the time I do the video. Okay, so there's that. I'm not going to remove the dauber yet from this because I'm thinking I might want to... I'm going to decide for the birds first, how I'm going to put the birds, and I guess I want, before I go and glue this down, I want to know if I'm going to be using the Mod Podge or not. Because then, if I'm using Mod Podge, I might as well Mod Podge that down as well. If that makes sense. And I'll probably Mod Podge as well the sentiment. Okay, these other birds I'll keep aside. I'll actually put them back in the book. So there's this other one. Same thing with the sentiments. I'm thinking that if I'm going to use Mod Podge, I would probably put Mod Podge on top of the sentiment, just so that I make sure that it doesn't move. And it doesn't go away. I was trying to have birds that face both directions and not just one direction. So I'm pretty happy I was able to find some. There's other pretty birds. Just have to be careful when you're ripping that you don't... It's happened to me before that I end up ripping part of the birds. I really don't want that to happen. And that kind of ruins the whole thing. As you can see, it's fun to find imagery. That you can find imagery everywhere. Like it doesn't have to be. You can find it in books. You can find it in all sorts of places. So what I was thinking was using some of this tissue paper, just like underneath. Like you could still see the music, but it would distress it a little bit more. I think that would be really fun, actually. I would probably give some texture as well, like if I scrunch it up as I'm doing it. So I think I will use the Mod Podge. And those are also very easy to find if you're going to thrift stores. There's many patterns and things. You can find them fairly inexpensive. They used to be very inexpensive. Now they might be a little bit more expensive than they used to be. But I'm pretty sure too in garage sales and that sort of thing, like if you're looking for, or estate sales, you can find them fairly easily. Okay, so I'll put these two little pieces back into my little bin, and then I'm gonna start gluing some of this down. So I guess I will be using the Mod Podge. So I'm using the matte finish. Whoops, that one is not open. I do have one that's open. I should just do it on top of this. This is just the back of a shipping label from UPS. The receptionist at my work keeps these for me, and very happy that she does, because I can use them in making my art. The good thing with using Mod Podge too is that I can actually move stuff around for a while. I don't usually Mod Podge my postcards, but because I'm using this tissue paper, or this different type of paper, I feel like it's gonna work better than putting just glue. Plus it gives this texture of the creases and stuff, which you wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm gonna have to find the phrase, but I'll do that after I've done all my cards. So I'm gonna put that aside. The bad thing with that though is, honestly, like, I should have brought where is my thing? I have a thing to dry these things on so that I can big platter and things, so that this way I can move them and I can let them dry. And I don't know where I put it. I thought it was I should have put it under my desk. That would have been the clever place to put it, so they would have been close. But I don't know where I did. So I'll go and get one. It's going to take me 2 seconds. found a bigger one than the one I was looking for, but that's going to do even better. So this is one of those really big, you know, those old TV dinner type of tables, and I just had the top. It was broken and there was no legs with it. I do have one of those with the legs actually beside me that I use, but yeah, so this is perfect because I can just put this on, put it aside, and let it dry, and it won't be in the way and I won't be touching it. And then I can get back to it once I get closer with my my sentiments. So when I do my painty papers and stuff like that, I always have those and I put all my stuff on it. You've probably seen me use them in videos in the past. I know some of you guys have been looking at some of my really old videos. I've been making content on YouTube since 2015, so there's quite a lot of content on here. And if you need even more content, well, you can go and come and check me out on my Patreon. That's where I do a lot of the behind the scenes. A lot of the more personal stuff lives there, just because there's not as many, you know, it's not the same type of audience as YouTube. So if you're looking for extra content, that's a great place to go. I make some cards, and the first tier is only $2 per month, so don't have to invest a lot, and I do share quite a lot. And I've also shared a lot. The whole making of the studio was on Patreon quite a lot, actually. Which reminds me, I need to film another behind the scene for them to show where I'm at so far, because I haven't, like I said, I'm not finished with the studio, so I'm not ready to do the full tour of the studio per se. But I'm getting closer to it. So soon, the space where I film these videos, you will be able to see on YouTube. I'm hoping to share it with you, all of you. But the rest of the tour of the space, which includes my, you know, the garage and the like the furnace room where I put a lot of my storage and all that sort of stuff, won't be, and the room where I actually work for my work some days of the week, as well as do my Etsy store stuff there. That won't be shared on YouTube. That will continue to reside on Patreon. So if you're curious and you want to see that, then that's where you can find it. But yeah, I need to film another one to show all the stuff that I've done so far. I did quite a lot during the holidays, when we, like, during my 3 weeks break. And I still have so much to do. And I still have stuff that's at home that I need to bring, especially the stuff that's more mixed media that was living in the garage. I haven't brought that along. I brought most of the stuff that was in where I filmed in my studio there, but the rest in the garage has not been brought over because the garage is still not fully organized. So until I actually organize that, I didn't want to add extra stuff to the piles, you know. I'm at the point where, because when we moved a lot of the furniture, my husband just like brought a bunch of stuff and just dumped it here. and then for the longest of time I had really a lot of trouble finding my stuff, and I was getting very frustrated. Obviously the reason why we did it that way was because of the fact that we had a trailer from my dad, so it brought bringing everything a lot easier. But this being said, when you don't organize it and you just bring it in, and I only have, like I said, I don't have that much time during the week to be doing the organizing, and I wasn't on vacation either at the time, so it just made everything such a big mess, and it was hard to organize after. Now I'm at the stage where it's going to be a little, like, if I bring stuff that I know where it's going to live, so that it doesn't just get dumped somewhere and then I have to walk around it. The joys of moving. But so happy in this space. I'm loving it so much. Like, it was the best thing ever. And I really feel like when I walk in that it's my creative area, and that this is where I'm not, there's never a day where I walk in and I don't want to come. Like, I'm looking forward to coming here and being here. It just feels so at home, and it's amazing. I've brought a lot of my like crystals and spiritual stuff as well, and yeah, it's really quite a lovely place, and I'm very blessed to be able to have it. And I can't wait to one day be able to actually do classes here and to share it with the world. That's going to be very cool. But in order for that to happen, then I need to be doing that full time, which is the next step that I'm working on. And hopefully, if YouTube can grow, and you know, like you guys commenting and liking my videos, it makes a big difference. It allows YouTube to know that you like what I do, and then it recommends it to others. And then if the channel grows, then, you know, maybe one day I can do this full time and do more content for all you guys. That would be really fun. Meanwhile, I really appreciate the support of all my Patreon that make this dream possible for me. So let's find 5 phrases that are going to be fun for this. I like to keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. So that's a really good one, especially fitting with what I was saying. There's beauty in simplicity. Life is meant to be a great adventure. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. We've got 4, and I have this one that I love. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. So we're going to use those 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so with these little birds, there's some creases in my paper, so room in your heart for the unimaginable. And this one, for this one. It's already still sticky from the Mod Podge, but I'm going to add some on top just to make sure that it doesn't move and it stays stuck. That's my goal. So that's the first one. Obviously it's not looking, it's going to look a lot better when it's all dried, but it's going to take a little bit of time to finish drying. And I like the fact that, you know, like there's wrinkles and things, and it makes it more vintage and more artsy figure. Okay, so this one, I think There's Beauty and Simplicity would be a good one for that one. And I think I'm just gonna put it directly here. And I need to let these dry properly and not touch them because I'm gonna wreck my paper. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. When nothing is sure, everything is possible. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Here we go. And life was meant for a great adventure. Whoops. And then life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And that's the last one. So here they all are. So I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me make these postcards. As I said, it's been a while since I had made some, and I thought it'd be fun to do something different. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you guys all very soon. The link to these will be in the description box below, unless they're sold. So love you guys so much. Take care and see you soon. Bye.